What's going on, guys? Estabel MMA here with more sparring at Nomad BJJ in Foshan, China, with black belt Mateo Dubois in the background, rolling with Pierre-Olivier here. You see I'm going for the sweep. He's a blue belt. He was a strong blue belt who liked pressure passing. So for me, when guys are pressure passers like myself, I like playing from the bottom to see what they can do. In the beginning of the session, he was working here. He's trying to break out of my closed guard. He's getting the elbow right in the thigh, which can be an annoying, kind of thing that can be used to break it open someone's guard. But I was just adjusting, and for me, I foam roll my thighs a lot, so it wasn't really doing much in terms of bothering me. Here I'm just adjusting to the side. I kind of get a hold of his belt, and I go to try to focus on sweeping, breaking his posture, and just waiting for him to see what mistakes he's going to make so that I can capitalize. Here, as he's going to try to break out, I start to turn to the back a little. He then defends, and he gets his elbow to try and block my hips down. Here you see he's kind of pushing me down. I've got his belt right now, which is forcing me to control all of his posture, which is why it's hard for him to come up. Here, as he goes to try to get out. Here, I'm working on trying to sweep. He tries to get the knee inside, so I'm raising his butt up here to try to kind of go into De La Hiva. There, I go to sweep, and he bounces back up, and we end up in half guard. So we're going to reset right here, and then we'll just start back in that position again. So from here, again, for me, I mentioned in other videos, I'm for sure a half-guard player. He's already got his knee pass, which for me isn't a big deal. Here, he was trying to, again, use a lot of pressure. With this, you want to make sure you're pushing at the hip. If you're pushing at the hip, all the pressure someone's trying to place on you is going to be alleviated. Because I'm controlling his hip, he's not really placing any pressure, which is why I have no problem being in this position. He's, putting his head down, thinking that the person's putting a lot of pressure, but because you're controlling the hips, which is their center of gravity, it's not causing much trouble. Here, you see I'm able to adjust, get my knee back in between his leg. Here I'm trying to take away his posture. He's placing pressure down again, but because, again, I'm under his center of gravity, there's not much that he's doing in the way of pressuring me here. I start to kind of go to X guard, and then I'm able to kind of sweep over here, and I end up in the top half position. So as we go, we just have to reset again because we get close to the edge of the mat. So here from the top position here, now he's pushing at my hip, but he's pushing more to the side, which is why I'm actually placing more pressure on him. Here, he was doing a good job of trying to get underneath me here. Here he's pushing. He's trying to use a lot of power, which kind of worked against him, one, because I outweighed him and I'm stronger than he is. So the focus here for him should be, again, on getting underneath my center of gravity, which he started to do. Here you'll see he goes for a couple sweep attempts, and he's able to kind of get me off the ground. But because I'm able to post, because he's not really controlling any one side in particular, here you see he goes to try to sweep, but I have full control of my hand, and I'm just able to pass pretty easily. The knee slice is one of my favorite passes, so once you give that to me, I'm going to get it almost every time. Here, then now I'm placing very heavy shoulder pressure on top of him here. You see I've got my toes engaged. He's lifting at the hips, which isn't going to necessarily relieve heavy shoulder pressure. If I was placing heavy hip pressure, then that would work a little bit more. But if your opponent is got heavy shoulder pressure, then what you've got to do, you've got to frame on the neck, and then right as we go, the round ends up ending. Thank you guys again for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe.